Order. All alderpersons are present with the exception of Alderperson Hepp, who is excused. Thank you all for being here. Item 3 on our agenda this evening is the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a silent prayer in lieu of invocation. I invite you to please stand. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 4 on our agenda this evening is the recognition of retiring Fire Chief Dave Kirkman. At this time, I'd invite Dave forward for the presentation of his plaque. And the plaque reads, presented to David Kirkman in appreciation for 28 years of service to the fire department of the city of Wisconsin Rapids, September 1989 to September 2017. Dave, you're welcome to say a few words if you'd like, if you've got a microphone over there.
Sure, I'll keep it pretty short. I guess I just want to start by thanking the entire community, not just the alderpersons, but the entire community. The city has always been great to myself and our department. It's kind of bittersweet, 28 years within our department, and all the way back to being 28 years coming from southeastern Wisconsin, really knowing no one here when I first came here, and the community welcomed me immediately, and it was that way all the way through. And then also my family, my wife is here today. Couldn't have done this without her ability to allow me to continue on with my education and to do the chief things that I needed to do. So I also thank my wife, Diane.
All right, thank you, Dave. Thank you for your service, admirable service to the city. I wish you the best in your retirement. Item 5 on our agenda this evening is the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. Council members, what are your wishes regarding those items, or that item?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dolan. Is there a second? I guess we're back to the voting machine this meeting. Get myself back in the groove. So if you hit the second by Zerflu, any discussion or modifications to the minutes? Seeing none, motion is to approve. Please cast your ballots.
Motion carried, 8 ayes, 0 nays.
7-0. Explanation of the visitor speaking procedure. Individuals wishing to address the body may do so this evening on items that are appearing before us on our agenda, in which you'll be expected to be recognized by a council member and be allowed to speak for no more than 5 minutes at the podium. Item 7 on the agenda tonight is my report. Good evening, council members, staff, and those here watching from home. Another summer month has flown by. As far as updates on the mayor's councils, the beautification council will meet next week to discuss fall winter projects. Some of the things they'll be reviewing are holiday decorations and possible 2018 projects. The hanging baskets will stay up through the remainder of August and into early September, and possibly later weather dependent. The Mayor's Youth Council continues to work on their goal for aquatics. Some members helped with the 50-50 raffle, as well as city staff at last night's winning Rafters game, I must add, the playoff game. They raised $500 and are preparing for upcoming donor presentations as well. The Mayor's Youth Council is also getting ready for the new school year. With the departure of our senior class, we now have some openings and are currently accepting applications in which individuals may receive an application if they're in 9th through 12th grade and in high school from my office or from one of the area high schools. On aquatics, the splash pad features have been delivered and installed. Contractors continue their work this week with an opening date to be announced later this week. With regard to the aquatics campaign, we continue to set up donor presentations and community events to raise money and awareness about the project. Last Friday, many of you were able to help with the another successful brat fry and root beer float sale, bringing in just over $1,100 for the few hours of an event that we held here again at City Hall. So thank you to those that were able to show up and support the event or even volunteer some time. With that said, we continue to look for businesses and community members to raise awareness and funds. If you know of somebody that wishes to serve on the capital campaign for the Aquatic Center, please contact my office so we can connect with them and ultimately find a spot for them somewhere in the campaign to raise funds and generate awareness for the Aquatic Center development. We remain paused for aspects of fundraising for the next couple of weeks, in which we'll be reconvening our consultant, MSA, to discuss pressing forward with construction documents this fall. On the zoo master plan, I know the Park and Rec Commission has discussed this on a couple of occasions. We're planning outreach with our consultant on the master plan at the zoo to tentatively take place in the coming weeks before school starts and while the zoo is still open. And we'll be also inviting youth and family participation in discussing the vision and future plans that residents would like to see out at our municipal zoo. I attended a visit at the library last week where the solar panel project was fully installed, and I understand this week will be officially going live. So if you didn't get a chance to see the YouTube video or the drone footage, jump on Facebook or on YouTube and take a look at the solar installation at the library. It's the largest installation on a city building and one of the largest in the city as well. From there, also at the library, I want to mention the clock and bell tower mechanism has been down for some time due to renovation of all that equipment. If you walk into the library, you're going to see the clock and bell mechanism. It's quite a sight, so make sure you get there in the next couple of weeks to take a look at it before it's installed back in the clock and bell tower, and a rededication is planned sometime in late September for that project. With that, that concludes my report. If there's any questions or comments residents or you may have, certainly reach out and we can have a discussion. Thank you. Item number 8 this evening is my appointments to various commissions and boards. See attachment number 2. I believe there was just a single appointment reflected on this one. Council members, what are your wishes regarding the reappointment that's submitted for your approval?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion to approve by Zerflu and a second by Dolan. Any discussion on the appointment? Seeing no request to speak, please cast your ballots. The motion is to approve.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 9 this evening is a report of the Planning Commission meeting held last night, on August 14th concerning. The Planning Commission met at 4 p.m. August 14th in the first floor conference room at City Hall. Members present, we had a full commission present for the meeting, and others in attendance is on file in the clerk's office. Meeting was called to order at 4 p.m. Item 1 is approval of the report from the July 10th Planning Commission meeting. There was a motion and a second to approve the report, and that motion carried 7 unanimously. There were no maps or plats received for item number 2. Item 3 was a public hearing on Plan 170591, Roosh Companies, LLC. The applicant is requesting a conditional use to allow a boarding house within the R3 multifamily residential district. The subject property is located at 2511 Strawberry Lane. The public hearing was called to order at 4:03 p.m. Speaking in favor were Shane Roosh, Roosh Companies, LLC, and Mike Springer from First Weber. Speaking against were Jim Carlson, 104 Strawberry Lane, presentation and a written letter in opposition. Marge Lockman, 103 Strawberry Lane. Ted Roll, Strawberry Lane Nursing Home. Shirley Cussman, 2410 First Street North, presentation and a written letter. Lois Dover, 109 Strawberry Lane. Jim Moore, 2420 Strawberry Lane. Art Schmitz from Strawberry Lane Nursing Home. Gene Kussman, 2410 First Street North. Items of concern included the type of tenants that would occupy the boarding house, potential effects on safety for the residents of the area and vulnerable population next door, access to the property, off-street parking, and impact on the property values in the area. Public hearing closed at 4:45 p.m. Item 4 was action on Plan 170591, Roosh Companies, LLC, conditional use to allow boarding house within the R3 multifamily residential district. After a discussion among the Plan Commission and all the persons present, it was determined that additional information and formulation of conditions was necessary to address the potential impact of the boarding house request. There was a motion by Terry, second by Aaron, to table the consideration of a request to August 22nd, 2017 at 4 p.m. in the first floor conference room here at City Hall, and that motion carried unanimously. Item 5 was a motion for an adjournment. And that motion was seconded and carried unanimously. And the meeting adjourned at 6:40 PM. With that, alderpersons, what are your wishes regarding item 9?
Mayor, make a motion to approve, but the adjournment was actually at 5:40
5:40
PM.
PM. All right, so we'll get that adjusted in there. Thank you. We have a motion to approve by Ferkey. I thought we were there for a long time, but I didn't think we were there for two and a half hours. Hour and a half was enough. Is there a second? I guess I'm looking for a second. We have a second by Koth. Any discussion on the report? Seeing no discussion on the report, please cast your ballots. Motion is to approve.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 10, Standing Council Committee reports. The item A, B, and C are the Property and Finance Committee meetings held the 20th of July, August 8th, and August 15th. Alderperson Zerflu, floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Honor. There are 3 reports. The first one, Finance Property Committee from July 20th, 2017. The Finance Property Committee met at 5 p.m. on Thursday, July 20th, 2017 in the first floor conference room at the City Hall. All members were present with Dolan appearing via phone. Also attending were J.P. LaChapelle, Joshua Vitrone. Item number 1, call to order. The meeting was called to order at 5 p.m. by Chairperson Zerflu. Number 2, consider a request from Joshua Vitrone, agent for Johnny's Bar, LLC, doing business as Johnny's Bar, for a temporary premises extension for the Class B beer and Class B liquor licensed premises located at 2610 8th Street South for July 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The extended premises will be part of the parking lot. It was moved by Hepp, second by Dolan, to approve the temporary premises extension for Johnny's Bar. That motion carried. Item 3 was adjournment. It was moved by Zerflu, second by Hepp, to adjourn. That motion carried. That meeting adjourned at 5:02 p.m. The committee report from August 8th, 2017. The Finance Property Committee met at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, August 8th, 2017 in the first floor conference room at City Hall. All members were present. Also attending were Alderperson Kellogg, Kubischak, Ferkey, Mayor Vruwink, Sue Schill, Adam Teagan, Paul Vollert, Tim DeSorcy, John Troutman, Steve Shepro, and Joe Bachman from the Wisconsin Rapids City Times. Meeting was called to order at 5 p.m. Item 2, presentation of the 2006 audit report by Schenk. It was moved by Zerflu, second by Dolan, to accept the 2016 audit report. Motion carried. Item 3, consider approval of a contract for tax assessment services with Forward Appraisal, LLC, which includes an interim market update reevaluation for 2018. It was moved by Dolan, second by Hepp, to approve the contract for assessment services with Forward Appraisal, LLC, which includes an interim market update reevaluation for 2018. That motion carried. Item 4, consider approval of a request from Public Works Superintendent Paul Vollert to purchase 2 snowplows to attach to 2 new loaders purchased the past spring. Motion by Zerflu, second by Hepp, to approve the purchase of 2 snowplows with 12-foot wings and optional mechanical float and installation from Henke Manufacturing for $57,850. That motion carried. Item 5, consider approval of a letter of intent with Gorman and Company Incorporated for preliminary development discussions regarding the redevelopment of the Triangle property in the east side downtown area. It was moved by Dolan, second by Zerflu, to approve a letter of intent with Gorman and Company for preliminary development discussions regarding the redevelopment of the Triangle property in the east side downtown area. Motion carried. Item 6, consider approval of a development agreement with North Point Development Corp. For the development of real estate located at 2330 16th Street South as set forth in the real estate sales agreement previously approved with North Point. Item was held over to the September Finance Committee meeting. Item 7, consider approval of resolution number 20-2017, budget amendment number 2. Motion by Hepp, second by Dolan, to approve resolution number 20-2017, budget amendment number 2. That motion carried. Item 8, beverage operator license applications. Motion by Dolan, second by Zerflu to approve beverage license applications as presented. That motion carried. The applicants are on file in the clerk's office. Item number 9, audit of the bills. Motion by Dolan, second by Zerflu to approve check number 68290 to 68904 and manual checks 99309 to 99326. That motion carried. Number 10, in open session, the committee will vote to go into closed session under section 19.85, parent 1, parent E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Sub A, in closed session, the committee will discuss the status of a promissory note from ECC Corrosions Incorporated and a request to extend the terms of the promissory note dated August 31st, 2016. The committee did not vote to go into closed session. Sub B, the committee will return to open session. Sub C, the committee may consider extending a promissory note from ECC Corrosions Incorporated dated August 31st, 2016. Staying in open session, it was moved by Dolan, second by Hepp, to approve extending a promissory note from ECC Corrosions Incorporated dated August 31st, 2016, based on the following terms. Amount of $52,000, monthly principal payments $2,000, annual interest rate 4.25%, date note due October 1st, 2019, and the security personal guarantee from Jamie Mansell. That motion carried. Item 11, set date for next meeting. The date for the next Finance and Property Committee meeting is September 12th, 2017. Item 12, adjournment. Motion by Dolan, second by Zerflu to adjourn. That motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 5:55 p.m. And the last report from today, the Finance and Property Committee met at 5:35 p.m. on Tuesday, August 15th, 2017, in the first floor conference room at City Hall. All members were present except for Secretary Hepp, who was excused. Also attending were Mayor Bruink, Sue Schill, Alderperson Rayom, and Shannon Sanders from All Aboard Taxi Cab LLC. The meeting was called to order at 5:35 p.m. Item 2, consider approval of a taxi cab license application submitted by All Aboard Taxi Cab LLC. It was moved by Dolan, second by Zerflu, to approve a taxi cab license application submitted by All Aboard Taxi Cab LLC. That motion carried. Item 3, adjournment. Motion by Zerflu, second by Dolan to adjourn. That motion carried. The meeting adjourned at 5:43 p.m. I would like to make a motion to approve all 3 reports with a minor correction in the first report. J.P. LaChapelle wasn't at that meeting.
We have a motion by Zerflu, second by Dolan, to approve the reports. Move into discussion. Are there any requests to speak? Alderperson Rayom.
Thank you, Your Honor. Report number 1, I think it was anyway. Number 5, downtown area. Is there anything that can be said about that, or
Report number
maybe it was 2?
August 8th meeting.
and item.
Gorman and Company,
Oh,
preliminary discussions, development discussions regarding the,
you're inquiring.
can anything be said? Or is there anything to say?
Yeah, well, Adam, maybe you want to address the item, but we had put the letter in front of them for their review and reaction, and there was a death in the family of the contact we're working with, I guess, and so there was a delay in hearing back from them. But at this point, we have no reason to pull that item, I think, from our approval cycle. I don't know, Adam, is there anything you?
I guess if I can ask a clarifying question, Tom, are you looking for an update on the overall project or just what the letter is in regards to? Both? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think most people are aware that we had sent out the RFP. Gorman was the company that had responded to that. While the initial review was that their proposal was not in line completely with what the city wanted to see. So we have started negotiations basically back and forth with them, trying to kind of figure out what's possible for them, what's possible for the city. So in order to give them a sense of security, I guess, moving forward, so that they're not spending time and money, whether it's in investigations or development of plans, we propose this letter to them. Basically, all it does is it says that we're going to continue to negotiate in good faith with them till the end of the year. And then at that time, if we just can't come to an agreement, the city can take a step back, go back out for proposal at that time, or go in a different direction. Or if things are going great, then we can move to the next level of potentially developing a development agreement.
Okay. So it's just that if something develops out of it, we didn't sign anything or anything.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, this just basically says we're going to negotiate with
Right.
them
Okay.
exclusively. We're not going to keep looking for developers till that date.
All right, any other requests to speak? Seeing no further requests to speak, motion is to approve. Please cast your ballots.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 10D, the report of the Public Works Committee meeting held August 1st. Alderperson Rayom, the floor is yours.
Just found it. Public Works Committee met at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 1st, 2017, in the first floor conference room at City Hall, Wisconsin Rapids. All members were present. A list of all others present is on file in the city clerk's office. Item 1 was to review the DPW report, and the report was reviewed. Item 2, review and discuss parking in the west side downtown area. A, Johnson Street permit parking between First Avenue South and Third Avenue South. First Avenue permit parking between Johnson Street and West Grand Avenue. It was moved by Kellogg and seconded by Koth to remove permit parking on Johnson Street between First Avenue and Third Avenue South. The motion carried. It was moved by Kellogg and seconded by Koth to maintain permit parking on First Avenue South, 10 stalls on the north end between Grand Avenue and Johnson Street on a month-to-month basis, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. The motion carried. Item 3, review parking ordinance modification for the 4 stalls in front of the River Block building to consider reducing the parking time limit from 2 hours to 30 minutes in that area. No action was taken on this item. Item 4, review and consider the following parking ordinance modifications requested by the school district at Howe School, Grove School, and Mead School. Item A, parking prohibited during certain periods. No person shall park or leave standing any vehicle upon any of the following streets or parts of streets at the time indicated, except temporarily for the purpose of and while actually engaging in receiving or discharging passengers. 1, 8th Street North to West Side from 200 feet north of Oak Street to Saratoga Street from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on school days. 2, Alton Street, the south side, from 17th Avenue to 50 feet east of 16th Avenue South, from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on school days. B, no parking on Clyde Avenue, south side, from a point 250 feet west of Lincoln Street to a point 350 feet west of Lincoln Street. It was moved by Rayom and seconded by Kellogg to make parking prohibited on 8th Street North, the west side, from 200 feet north of Oak Street to Saratoga Street from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on school days, except temporarily for the purpose of and while actually engaging in receiving or discharging passengers. The motion carried. It was moved by Rayom and seconded by Koth to make parking prohibited on Alton Street, the south side, from 17th Avenue South to 15th feet east of 16th Avenue South, from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on school days, except temporarily for the purpose of and while actually engaging in receiving or discharging passengers. The motion carried. It was moved by Rayom and seconded by Kellogg to create an area of no parking on Clyde Avenue, the south side from a point 250 feet west of Lincoln Street to a point 350 feet west of Lincoln Street from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on school days. The motion carried. Item 5, review and discuss 30% plans for the East Grand Avenue, 3rd Street South to the 8th Street South project. The 30% plans for that project were reviewed and discussed. Item 6, review and consider approval of a resolution for bicycle accommodations at East Grand Avenue from 3rd Street South to 8th Street South as part of the DOT's Project 6999-07-19. And it was moved by Koth, seconded by Rayom to approve of the proposed resolution. The motion carried, and that's was the Public Works number 8. It's the language that we got in there. Item 7, review the referral list, and item number 19 could be taken off or was taken off. Item number 8 is adjourned. It was moved by Rayom and seconded by Kellogg to adjourn. There was a motion and a second to adjourn. The motion did carry. The meeting was adjourned at 7 p.m. And with that, Your Honor, I move for adoption of the report.
The motion to approve by Rayom. Is there a second? Second by Kellogg. We're just having a discussion up here related to the ordinances that should be there to reflect the changes in the municipal code. So I guess Attorney Schild, we've got the modifications denoted in there, what the edits
Right.
would be.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to point out that the attachment 4, is it? Or 3,
Number 3.
to your council packet are the specific changes regarding the downtown permit parking, which has a little more detail than the Public Works packet ordinance that you were given. I just direct your attention to that it cleaned up some of the language regarding West Grand Avenue construction and made clearer the areas that were permit parking and took out the areas that no longer were permit parking. And then the other ordinances regarding around the schools are contained in the Public Works packet, and you'll note those changes are in red in the packet.
Okay. Alderperson Kubaschak, you're first.
Yeah, I was looking for a little bit of clarification around the parking changes or modifications in front of the schools, and I still can't find them here. Realistically, did it just increase the amount of linear footage then or is it a complete prohibition?
Let's see. Joe Terry, you want to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, it actually decreased. It allows for more residents to drop their kids off. It makes a larger space for that. The request received from the school district and reviewed by the police department indicated that there was less bus traffic and more parents, and the need to accommodate that. And so that's what this change does, is makes that accommodation.
Great, thank you. That's all I was looking for.
Thank you. Are there other requests to speak? See no further requests to speak. We've got a motion to approve. Please cast your ballots.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
All right. That gives us item number 10E. The Human Resources Committee meeting held August 8th. Alderperson Perkey, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. The Human Resources Committee met August 8th at 4 p.m. in the third floor conference room at City Hall. Alderpersons Ferkey, Kellogg, and Kubasak were present. Also present were Jacob Bertagnoli from the Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools, Debbie Nash, Sue Schill, and Mayor Fruing. Item 1 was called to order. The meeting was called to order at 4:02 by Chairman Todd Ferkey. Item number 2 was an update on the vacant Human Resources Director position. Sue Schill and Mayor Fruing provided information regarding filling the vacant Human Resources Director position. The position will be advertised. Item number 3 was to consider changes to Item number 3 was to consider changes to the Human Resources Director job description. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey and seconded by Alderperson Kellogg to approve the job description presented by Sue Schill with 2 changes. That motion carried. The job description is attached. Item number 4 was to consider a request from the wastewater chief operator for a cell phone stipend because of coverage issues at his home with a city-issued cell phone, which will require him to use a personal cell phone for on-call and emergent situations. A motion was made by Alderperson Kubasak and seconded by Alderperson Ferkey to pay a $35 monthly stipend to the wastewater chief operator for the use of his personal cell phone for on-call and emergent situations in lieu of having a city-issued cell phone. That motion carried. Item number 5A. In open session, the committee will vote to go into closed session pursuant to Section 19.85, Para 1, Para F, Wisconsin statutes, considering financial, medical, social, or personal histories or disciplinary data of specific persons, preliminary consideration of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey, seconded by Alderperson Kellogg, to go into closed session pursuant to Section 19.85, Para 1, Para F of Wisconsin statutes. A roll call vote was taken with all voting in the affirmative. The motion carried. In item number B, in closed session, as noted above, the committee may discuss an employee's request to extend sick leave for a serious health condition per city policy. The committee discussed the employee's request to extend sick leave for a serious health condition. Item number C, the committee will return to open session. A motion was made by Alderperson Kubasak and seconded by Alderperson Kellogg to return to open session. That motion carried. Item number 6, consider an approval of an employee's request for extended sick leave. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey, seconded by Alderperson Kellogg to approve an employee's request for sick leave extension of up to 3 months for a serious health condition per city policy. That motion carried. Item number 7 was adjournment. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey, seconded by Alderperson Kubasak to adjourn. That motion carried. The meeting adjourned at 5:04 p.m. With that, I would offer the Human Resources Committee meeting minutes for approval.
A motion by Ferkey and a second by Kubaschak. Move into discussion. Are there any requests to speak? Seeing no requests to speak, please cast your ballots.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 11, miscellaneous reports. Item 1, Southwood County Airport Commission held the 6th and 20th of July. Item 2, the Housing Authority meetings held on May 31st and July 11th. Item 3, the McMillan Memorial Library Board of Trustees meeting held on June 21st. Item 4, the Police and Fire Commission meeting held on July 12th. Item 5, the Fire Department monthly report for July. Council members, what are your wishes regarding those reports?
I'll make a motion to approve the balance of the reports.
Motion by Zerflu, second by Ferkey. Move into discussion. Are there any requests to speak? Seeing no request to speak, please cast your ballots. The motion is to approve.
Motion carried, 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 12, referral of communication to committees. Seeing nothing listed, are there any referral of communication? Alderperson Furkey?
I would like to make a request that, probably to the Park and Rec Committee, to look into the feasibility of the city building a RC track, which would be for radio-controlled cars, somewhere on public property. Cost, I don't believe would be very expensive, but I know they do make some noise, so again, that would be something that would want to be looked into by probably Park and Rec or possibly Public Works. I think the city attorney might have some input on the noise issue too, so.
Thank you. Alderperson Zerflu?
It was the same referral, Your Honor.
I was going to ask, but I didn't want to assume. Okay. Other referrals? Alderperson Dolan?
Yeah, this isn't my personal referral, but I have been approached by several constituents in my area, and I would like this council to take up maybe making the mayoral realm a 4-year term again. I know we've talked about it before, and I've had several people call me on it, so I just referring it to the council.
Okay, thank you. Are there other referral of communication to committees? See no further referrals. We do have a request I learned of this afternoon to have potentially a special council meeting related to an item from wastewater, the Wastewater Treatment Commission referral that they may be sending tomorrow, tomorrow's commission meeting. So we will have a request for quorum for a couple of dates. I know there was a request to potentially have it yet this week, but that may be an issue based on the chair. Since I'm gone the next 2 days, or Thursday and Friday, and Dolan may be unavailable due to work schedule. So watch for correspondence from the clerk's office about scheduling that special meeting sometime early next week, if not yet this week, if that works. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. A motion by Zerflu. Is there a second? Second by Koth. All in favor? The ayes have it. Thank you all. Have a good evening, and go Rafters tonight.